Hey guys, welcome to a new video. It is tea time. I am having green tea with lemon today. Let me know what you're having in the comments down below. Today we are going to talk about wedding stuff. A while back I got into this mini conversation online with someone asking whether I believed in the superstition that it is bad luck to make your own wedding dress, and I thought it was really funny because I wasn't aware of a superstition like that even existing. I am making my own wedding dress and I am not worried about that at all. But then I remembered seeing a video by Hannah Witten, who got married last year, and she did this video where she went through different wedding traditions and whether they kept them or gave them a pass, and I thought it would be really fun to do that as well. So I asked you guys to send in any wedding traditions that you know of, and I'm gonna go through them and let you know my feelings on them and whether we intend to do them on our wedding or not. Just for a bit of context, in case you're not aware, my fiance and I live in the Netherlands and we intend to have a pretty standard Dutch wedding, so that is kind of the framework that I'm working with here. By far, the one I got the most is the something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and a sixpence in her shoe. So this is the tradition where you are supposed to wear something on your body from all of these categories. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue, and then potentially a sixpence in your shoe as a bride. I think the sixpence kind of sums this up. This is not a Dutch tradition. I don't think people really do that over here. And if they do, it must be a fairly new thing. It is not something that I value myself at all. And this one is definitely one that I'm going to give a pass. Yeah, this tradition, although it's fun, it doesn't really mean anything to me. Showering the bridal couple with rice. This one, actually, funnily enough, is not allowed in many places in the Netherlands because it is bad for the birds. Yeah, I think the general consensus is more or less that this is an unwise thing to do, so people are encouraged to do this with other things like flower petals. I went to a wedding once where they blew bubbles instead of throwing rice, and I actually really like that. I'm not entirely sure. We haven't really discussed whether we're going to do this yet because our entire wedding is going to be in the same location, so we won't really come out of a building at any point. The whole wedding is going to be in the woods, so just practically I'm not really sure when we would do this or where and if it makes much sense for our wedding. I'm not opposed to this one. I'm gonna give this one a soft keep. Tossing a bouquet. Once again, this is one that doesn't really mean a lot to me. In fact, I care very little about the bridal bouquet in general. I am seriously considering not even having one at all, but pretty much everyone who I tell this is shocked, so maybe I will get one just because I'm supposed to, because it's tradition, I guess. But yeah, I don't really care about the bridal bouquet at all, and the whole throwing thing, I don't know, it just seems kind of weird. Again, it's not a tradition I'm very fond of myself. I think this very much depends on the young ladies who attend the wedding. If they want me to throw the bouquet, I'll happily throw it, but it's not something I, need to have in order for the wedding to feel complete. I'm gonna give this one a pass, but it's not a hard pass. Pictures of loved ones who passed away. This is a fairly common one in the Netherlands, I've heard, to have pictures or put down a chair or a plate for someone who passed away. I think this is something we, might have done if we had a close family member recently pass away, where the wound is still very fresh, but knock on wood, nothing like that happens before the wedding. At this moment, we don't really feel the need to do that. So for now, I'm gonna say this one is a pass, but again, it's not a super hard pass. Are we going to include traditions from different countries? As you may or may not know, I am Czechoslovak, I guess, by descent, but I don't think we're going to implement any specifically Slovak or Czech traditions in the wedding. I'm not aware of any traditions that I really want to have in the wedding. Maybe if I come across any that I really like, then we might do them, but probably not. Yeah, I think we're gonna keep things pretty basic. And we definitely don't plan on adding any traditions from other cultures that aren't ours. In the US, the bride's vows often include honoring and obeying the husband. I'm pretty sure this is not included in the Dutch vows, but if it was, no, this is a hard pass for me. I think that is something that very much does not fit our modern age and isn't a nice, sweet thing either. This is just kind of rubs me the wrong way, I guess. So a couple of people mentioned the German tradition of Polterabend. Hope I said that right, Polterabend, where people smash porcelain. I don't think we have that one in the Netherlands. It sounds like fun, but I don't think we're gonna do it. So that one's a pass simply because it's not really done over here as far as I'm aware. The Dutch one, where the bride and groom get ready at their parents' houses. The tradition is kind of for the groom to pick up the bride at her parents' house before the wedding. This stems from, you know, obviously traditionally the bride would have still lived with her parents before the wedding. I think this one's gonna be a pass, just because it's not very practical. We have one wedding photographer who's going to be present at the getting ready part, and we would like to get photos of the both of us, and if we are in separate locations then that's a little bit more difficult. But also I don't think my parents' house is necessarily the most practical place for me to get ready. This one might be a pass, although again this is one that I'm not necessarily opposed to, and if it turns out this way then I'm fine with it as well. The father walking the bride down the aisle. I haven't discussed this with my dad yet, but if he's up for it then I would like this, I think. This is a nice tradition that is also maybe a little bit outdated, but this one I do like. I think for me personally this one is a keep. Bachelor and bachelorette parties. Yes, but not with the intention of, you know, letting loose one last time. That's just not us. And the whole kind of focus on sex and only, you know, being with one person for the rest of your life, that's just a kind of awkward aspect of some bachelor parties for me in any case, and not something I care about at all, as is drinking until you pass out. That's also not something I necessarily enjoy. And in the Netherlands there is this tradition of ridiculing the bride, I guess, in a way, making her make a fool of herself in public and things like that. All of that stuff I'm not a fan of, but neither are my friends. I'm fairly sure at least the vast majority of them would hate a night like that. So I would love to have a bachelorette party, but I would like it to just be nice. You know, doing something fun with my friends. I am open to a lot. I would love to be surprised, as long as, you know, we keep things at least a little bit classy. Then very much I'd like that. Bachelor party, same thing. Robert's kind of terrified of his, but I hope it's just gonna be, you know, fun and not horrifying. So in general, in conclusion, this one is a keep, but there are some side notes. A couple of people mentioned handfasting. I used to really want this when I was younger, but at this point I think we're just gonna exchange rings and that's gonna be it. I don't think we're gonna do handfasting, so this one's gonna be a pass. Okay, the groom not seeing the wedding dress until the day of the wedding. I really like that one. I would love to do this one, but as you guys know, I'm gonna make my own wedding dress, and we live in a one-bedroom apartment. So I'm afraid this just is not possible. Obviously we're in a lockdown, Robert works from home, we're both here all the time, and I need to make the dress at some point, somewhere here. So he's gonna see it. He's gonna see it before the wedding, but I do want to make sure he doesn't see it on me before the wedding. I think that's a kind of nice compromise, I guess. And he definitely won't see it on me with my hair and makeup done and everything. So this is one that I would love to honor, but we're gonna have to give it a pass. Oh, the groom removing the garter and then throwing the garter, kind of like the bride throws the bouquet. Oh, that one is a hard pass for me. Oh no, that just seems incredibly uncomfortable and awkward. I think we would both die of embarrassment if we had to do that. So that one is a very hard pass. Yeah, no garters. No removing of the garter, and definitely no throwing of the garter. No. Cutting the wedding cake together. Yes, that one I think is really nice. I like that one. It's just a very quick, short, simple thing that we can easily throw in there. So that one is a keep. We're gonna do that, but I don't really care much for whose hand is on top and things like that. Yeah, that just doesn't really mean much to me. So we're gonna just cut it together. Not seeing your husband the night before the wedding. It's not something, again, that I care about much, honestly. I think maybe just for practical reasons we're gonna pass this one. This one's probably gonna be a pass. If it somehow works out that way, then I think it's kind of nice, but it's not something, again, that needs to happen. Rehearsal dinner. Yeah, that is definitely not a thing over here. I'm not entirely even sure what it actually means. Let me look. This is something that I just know from American movies. Oh, so it's just kind of a pre-wedding party. Yeah, no, we don't have wedding rehearsals either. Let's see, what's a wedding rehearsal? Oh, it is actually literally a wedding rehearsal. Why would you need to rehearse a wedding? I don't think we do those over here. Maybe I'm just very much not up to date on wedding practices, but I'm not aware of this being a thing in the Netherlands. No wedding rehearsal, no rehearsal dinner. We're just gonna have the wedding and the party, and everyone can meet at the party. The giving of rings. I've kind of already gone over this one, but that's a keep. We are gonna do wedding rings, and we should actually get on that because we don't have them yet. Changing your name. I did go over this I think in my last wedding Q&A, but yes, I'm gonna be changing my name. I'm gonna be taking his last name. In the Netherlands, it's not possible to actually officially legally change your name to your husband's name. You are allowed to start using his name, but on all of your official documents, like your passports and everything, you will always keep your maiden name. I can have it recorded on my passport that I am his wife. You know, everybody, including the government, will call me by his name, but on my passport and my official documents, I will always keep my maiden name no matter what. So with that in mind, I am definitely taking his name. I have a foreign name that is long, kind of complicated, hard to pronounce, hard to spell for Dutch people, and using his very basic Dutch name will just make things much simpler. I don't think this is the standard thing to do though in the Netherlands anymore. At least as far as I can see kind of around me, the most common option is for the woman to hyphenate her maiden name with her husband's name. But yeah, this one is a keep. First dance. This is something we kind of dread, if at all possible. I think we would both be very happy to give this one a pass. Yeah, neither of us really enjoy being the center of attention that way. No, just the thought of no. Oh no, I don't think we're gonna do that. Although I do kind of like this tradition. I would like to see other people doing it, but myself, probably not. The white gown. Trying to decide how much I want to give away. My dress will not be completely white, contrary to what I have said earlier. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll see in due time. Making up your own vows. This is something we might do. A good friend of ours is actually going to marry us. We haven't really discussed details like these yet, exactly what the vows are going to be outside of the ones that we legally have to say. I'm gonna give this one a soft keep. I'm not entirely sure yet. Will your wedding ring be on your left or right hand? Because within the Netherlands it varies. I think I'm just gonna keep it on my left hand. That seems more practical. I'm very clumsy and I feel like I'm less likely to damage or break a ring that is on my left hand. And it also just feels more comfortable, I guess. I'm also wearing my engagement ring on my left hand, so I think I'm just gonna wear my wedding ring there as well. Not living together unless you're married. Yeah. That one's obviously a no. If I'm very honest, and not to pass judgment on anyone, of course, who chooses to do this differently, because everyone's entitled to, you know, their own life, of course. I personally think it is maybe a little bit unwise to marry someone you haven't lived with yet. A relationship can change a lot once you start to live together, and I'm very glad that, at least in the Netherlands, it is very much the norm to live together for a little while at least, first before you get married, being sure that you are actually compatible and still enjoy each other's company after you have been living together for a while. So yeah, that one for me is a pass. Ooh, bridal shower. Once again, I don't think this is a Dutch tradition. People might do it, but if they do, I think it's just something that very much came from the USA, just like baby showers, which suddenly have become a thing in the past couple of years. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It feels a little bit abundant when you're already also having a bachelorette party. So I'm gonna give this one a pass. I just don't think, this is not something I'm expecting, let's put it that way. Pouring of the sand or lighting candles. I think it's mostly done at Christian weddings. I've never heard of this one. Let me look that up. Since I've never heard of it, I don't think it is something that's really done. It involves both partners pouring sand into a single container, symbolizing their lifelong commitment and the joining of their two lives. Yeah, no, never heard of this one. Neither this one nor the candle. And I think just that is enough reason to give this a pass. Although I do think this is a nice tradition. I like the symbolism and I think it's fun, but I don't think it's for us. There are also some Dutch traditions that didn't come through the question sticker, but I still wanted to go over. Maybe this is interesting for people, you know, who don't know about Dutch traditions. One of them is the tradition of giving bridal sugar, bruidsuiker, bruidsuikers actually. They are little like candy beans, and you're supposed to give 5 of them in a nice little box to wedding guests as a wedding favor, and they symbolize happiness, love, faithfulness, prosperity, and fertility, I think. We are going to do wedding favors, but it's not going to be this, so this one is a pass-ish. There is also a tradition of corsages in the Netherlands, where all the wedding guests wear a corsage, and the men wear it with the stems down and the women wear it with the stems in a diagonal, I believe, pinned to their clothing. The flowers in the corsage usually match the flowers in the bridal bouquet. This one we're also going to pass. Again, just the whole flowers thing. I don't know, I don't care much for loads of flowers at the wedding. I would like some flowers for decoration, but I don't need, you know, wearable flowers. Bridal children. We don't really do grown-up bridesmaids and groomsmen. Traditionally in the Netherlands, usually the bridesmaids are children, little girls, whose job is to help lift the train of the dress or throw flower petals in front of the bride. And this is also one we are going to pass. And there are some more things, of course. I am planning on writing a blog post soon about Dutch weddings and what they look like, what is expected at a wedding over here. I think that would be really fun for anyone who is interested in that. So that will be up on my blog pretty soon, within the next couple of weeks. I will let you know when that is up. But I think for now I'm gonna end the video here. I really enjoyed doing this. This is really nice. It also prompted me to think about a couple more things that we still haven't decided on. Some details. But we still have a couple of months left for the planning, so I'm sure it'll be fine. But yes, I really hope you enjoyed this video, guys. If you did, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for loads more content on beauty, lifestyle, fashion, sewing, and the making of my wedding dress, which some people have asked about, and that video will be up, but only after the wedding, because I don't want to give away how the dress looks yet before the wedding. There is another video here that I think you might also enjoy. You can go watch next. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye!